Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're replacing all the rotors and pads on a Mark 5 Golf. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, we have the rotors here, we've got the pads there. We have a 312 front. The GT is the same as the GTI, as I found out, because I need to return these ones, which are too small. And we have Bendix pads. So make sure that you're getting the right size rotors. Check everything. Even if you have to take a wheel off and actually measure it yourself, do that so you don't stuff up like I did. Alright, so we're just going to do front axles first and then back axles, so we don't have the car fully up on jack stands. So we're going to do the front first. So these are slotted and dimpled. So I'll get them on, let's have a look. Nice and big. These are directional as well, so we're going to make sure that we put them on the right way. Get one out for you. Pretty heavy. Go. So this will most likely be a left one. So there you go. Diagram of right hand side of vehicle. So when you're rotating that way, the dust comes out. So dust comes out, so this will be a left one. We're going to do the right one first, so we'll get the one underneath. Just because I've got more room, I'll film the right hand side and then I'll just do the left hand side. So we don't have much room on that side. There's the beer fridge. Alright, first up with the Volkswagens. Get into the boot. Oh, real good here. Get your spare tyre. We need this little key and this little bit here. Oh, cool. We need to get the center caps off, and we also need to obviously get that security nut off. Which is this little fella here. So I'm just going to loosen up all 5 on both sides. So we've got the 17mm on the breaker bar. Going to loosen up all 5 just a little bit. Alright guys, so I've just loosened the nuts off just enough. So now we need to get our jack, get it under, jack it up, get jack stands under, and then we'll get the wheels off and put the wheels under. Alright, front of the vehicle is jacked up, the jack stands under there. Let's get the wheels off. We'll get them under the car as well for safety. Alright, so I'm actually using an impact now. It's got a 17 on there. Just remember guys, they are bolts. So once you get the last one off, the wheel's going to drop. So what I normally do is my Volkswagens. Might seem a little bit dangerous, but I only sit there like so, just so it doesn't drop and my inside of the wheel doesn't hit the rotor. So, there you go, it hasn't dropped. Now I'm going to just pull it off. See? Easy. Now it's just a bit awkward. Alright guys, wheel is off and under the car. Now we need to get the caliper off. And we need to get the rotor off. So what we need to do is, there's two 7mm Allen key or hex bolts with the sliding bolts there for the caliper. So we can open that up, get the pads out. So we'll get ourselves a 7mm Allen key. If you have, get a hex bit, which I don't have, but it's okay. So what we need to do, let's get these little dust covers off. That will reveal the 7mm hex head, and you can get them off. Recommend getting a cable tie as well, just to hang up the caliper up here. There goes, both of those little dust caps are off. I can't see, but you guys can. Get a 7mm Allen key or hex socket and get it in there and crack it loose. Oh, there we go. Loose. There's the other one. Actually looking through the screen to do this. There we go. Just loosen that off. And, actually take that off completely and take them out completely. Then what we need to do is get this clip off here, little wire clip on the front, allow us to take that middle section of the caliper off and get the pads out. So just a straight blade screwdriver should do just fine. Just hook it in here. Just be careful too, guys, because of that. It is a spring. Right, finish getting these hexes undone. Alright guys, so when you're taking off the caliper, the front one is just a floating one. The one in the back is actually clipped into the piston. So it's going to be like a little bit hard to get out. So a bit hard to do one-handed too. There we go. As you can see, these ones have a bit of meat still on them. So I might clean them up. I'll go to work and probably resurface these rotors, make sure the thickness is still good, and maybe just give them away to somebody that needs them. Alright, so we don't want that hanging, so we want to put that up, get the cable tie and put it up there. Alright guys, we've got our caliper up there, just zip tied away. We'll need to push this piston back in a little bit too, a bit later. Then we need to get this caliper bracket off. So we'll go around to the back here. Okay guys, so these two bolts here, yeah, and down here, they are 21s. So we need to get them off. And there we have it guys, the caliper bracket is off with the bolts there as well. Now time to get the rotor off. So we need to undo this torque bolt here. So go grab your T30 Allen key or socket and just crack that. Remember guys, we don't have studs, so this will just fall. So be prepared. There we go guys. It's got a little bit of a lip on it, but I'll probably be able to machine that to still in spec. And just clean up these. Plenty of meat on there, and probably just file down the edges like one of you guys mentioned, and should be plenty of meat. So if you are in need of some 312mm V-dub rotors and pads, hit me up guys. Alright guys, so what you want to do is make sure this surface here is nice and clean, doesn't have any crusties on it. So I'm just going to get like a little brass brush and just clean it up a bit, give it a wipe down. Alright guys, so I'm just cleaning up the surface bit here. Right, pretty good. It's pretty good to me. I'll give it a wipe off and just get the air onto it as well before any crud out. Alrighty guys, time to grab the new rotor. So I'm going to grab this one here. This is the right hand side. As you can see, we've got this little picture up here and it's exactly the same. So rotating this way, dust should come out. Alright, let's get this on. Woohoo! There we go, boys. Nice. Make sure you order the right size, boys. Right, now we can get this caliper bracket back on. Alrighty guys, so I've got the bracket back on for the caliper. I need to push this piston in just a little bit. What I've actually done, I've taken the cap off the brake fluid reservoir, just to allow fluid to go back in a bit easier. There shouldn't be a need to bleed your brakes, but if it feels like it, get a mate to help you. But, yeah, just push this in a bit. Alright guys, time to put the pads in. I'm using Euro Plus from Bendix. There is the part number. So this goes on here. The other one I've already put in. I'm going to cut the cable tie and get her in. Okay guys, so I've got the caliper back on. Now we need to put these 7mm hexes back in. These ones here. Alright guys, they are nice and tight. Put the little cap covers, dust covers back on. And where's the other one? There we go. Now for the hardest part, put this spring back on. Right, so I've kind of got it on. I just need to hit this section back in a little bit. I'm just going to get a little hammer and see if that'll work. Yeah, make sure it's on here and here and in that hole. Put it in that hole first, and then pull it around onto here. So get a little tap there. Let's see how we go. There we have it guys. Rotor and brake pad replacement. So go ahead and put the wheel back on. So also just double, triple check that you've done everything tight. Don't want anything to fall off. Disclaimer, not my fault if it does. Check your specs. And, let's get this wheel back on. Again guys, I'm sitting here with my legs straight, so it's a bit easier to get the wheel back on, being there are no studs. You don't want to scrape up that beautiful new rotor that we just put on. Alright guys, I did a few ugga-duggers on there, but I'm going to leave the cover off until the car is back on the ground and we can nip it up with the breaker bar, and I'll put the cover, the center cap back on. Right, we're going to go do the other side and we'll come back and we're doing the back. Alright guys, just with the front one, on the left front we have obviously a wear wire in there, and it has a plug on it. So to get this plug off when it's on the car, this clip here, you just pull it back and slides straight out. Quite simple. Alright guys, the fronts are done. I'm about to lower it back down and nip up the bolts there and put the covers back on, and we'll move on to the rear. Alright guys, we are onto the back now. So we've got the handbrake in this caliper as well, so we obviously need to release the handbrake, otherwise we're not getting that off. So we're going to do that. Bit more complicated than the front, as you can see. Oh, look at the back of them. Looks like a vinyl record. Jeez. Okay, guys, got the new rotor on. Oh my god. They don't fit. The hats are not deep enough. What the hell? Alright guys. So the ones on the back GTs are so stuffed up. Ones on the back are 253. 253. I ordered the 259. 259. So the hat size must be different. So I need a 253. Damn it. So my original ones, TBA 12 and 13, I've had to both send back. Alrighty guys, so yeah, I gotta put these old ones back on. Should be a bit easy to get off next time. At least I did the front ones though. They're pretty bad. Alright, these are pretty bad as well, but we'll survive. So put them back on. I'll put in a request for return. I've still got the front ones here, so I'll just send them all back at once, and might just get some RDAs for the back as well. So yeah, so 253s for the rear and like 312s for the front. It's like the smallest possible ones and the largest possible ones. Damn you, GT. Alrighty guys, that was a bit of a fail. Well, kind of. I got the front ones done, not the back ones, so I need to return the DBAs. So the other two are still in there, so the whole box will be going back again. Probably get some RDAs, some 253 millimeters. So yeah, go for a little test drive, see how these front ones are, and we'll try to bed them in a little bit. Well, just went out for a little drive, and it's freaking good. Don't have that shutter anymore in the front end, so that's good. We'll be happy about that. Yeah, still need to do the rear. This has taken like 6 weeks to do. Let's get the fuzz back in and play around with her this week, or until I can get the rear brakes for the Golf. And yeah, look for some exhaust leaks on the fuzz. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.